Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. Hey, it's Black Friday in the United States. The Core Cars News staff has the day off. I'm working a little bit, posting some deals, but I'm pre-recording a video, so no cord cutting today. Back to the normal schedule on Monday, but we got a Q&A for you. Yeah, we reached out and asked people for their, what questions do you have for me? And I'm going to answer a bunch of them today. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so they recommend our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. Great new question here. Hey, I'm a new cord cutter. Where would you recommend somebody start if they have the Dish 200 with locals? Now, a few things you can do here. Locals are all you're caring about and you just don't want to lose your locals. You may want to check into an antenna. There are many great antennas out there that will give you the ability to get all your locals for free. I get over 50 channels for free with my antenna. Check that out. Link in the show notes if you want to learn more about that. I'll try to drop something if I remember about antennas. But another thing you should do is there's many live TV streaming services that offer free trials. Before you cancel Dish, I would recommend that you give them a try one at a time. Take advantage of the free trials, and I would recommend against doing them all at the same time. It's hard to give each one a fair chance if you're doing them all at once. But yeah, try out DirecTV Stream, Dish, Hulu, plus Live TV, Fubo. Make sure to pay attention to what you're signing up to. Sometimes they don't have free trials. Sometimes it's just like a very short period. Sometimes it's a 2-week free trial. Just make sure you read the fine print, but would recommend you try that out if live channels are really important to you. The nice thing about cord cutting, no long-term contracts. If you sign up for YouTube TV and later decide you don't like it, you can cancel and switch to Fubo, for example, without any problems. But again, if all you care about is locals, hey, try an antenna. See if maybe you live in an area where an antenna is right for you. All right, let's keep moving on. NYC asks, and thank you for being a member of the YouTube page here and subscribing. TNT Sports is licensing inside the NBA to ESPN next season and beyond. What are your thoughts on that? Kind of inevitable. It makes sense with TNT losing the NBA. Why keep that show when you can make money off of it? ESPN wants to pay money to get their hands on it. I find it very kind of not surprising at all. I'm kind of surprised more things like this don't happen, or content shuffling between networks. Reality is TNT lost the NBA. Their bid wasn't what the NBA was looking for. They went with Amazon instead for some of this content. Now with that, it leaves Inside the NBA, one of the best sports shows out there, kind of hanging in the wind. And now as part of the settlement of the lawsuit from TNT's parent company, Warner Bros. Discovery, against the NBA, they struck a little bit of a deal to kind of shuffle some stuff around. TNT's going to get some college sports from ESPN. ESPN's getting inside the NBA, and everybody seems to be happy with it. I'll be interested to see how aggressive TNT and Warner Bros. Discovery is when NBA rights come up in about 10-ish years when those negotiations start. I think it's an 11-year contract or something like that, so about 10 years from now, you should see the negotiations start. I bet Warner Bros. Discovery is going to be a lot more aggressive this time than last time. All right. Do I think Power Rangers should have its own streaming service? You know, it's interesting. We've seen several TV shows, in our next question, try to have their own streaming services. Most famously, I think, is Stargate. The whole Stargate series, they launched a streaming service. You got everything there, plus some original content they made. Kind of fizzled out, didn't do too well. I think it's just tough to justify a streaming service for one show when you can, for a similar price, sign up to something like Hulu or Disney Plus and get so much more content. I would suspect that they would rather use popular shows inside a particular streaming service in order to drive up interest in that service and try to lock you in. Problem with one show and one streaming service, once you've binge watched it all, why keep subscribing? Where if it's in Hulu, for example, well, maybe once you finish that show, you're going to go do another show from Hulu that may be similar or just something that you may like. So I think we've seen several attempts to do these streaming services related to one show. So far, none have really been successful, and I think that ship has kind of sailed. I don't think we're going to get a whole bunch of them going forward. So we'll keep a close eye on that. All right, next question up. And hey, Tony Gamer, thank you for subscribing to the channel and helping support us. It says, I noticed that streaming sports events is a second off from cable device. Any way to get that second to be an equal grounds to cable? Probably not. Typically, there is a slight delay. Now, YouTube TV and others have done a lot to improve that. YouTube TV has a low latency mode that gets it pretty darn close to cable. But there's actually a way to watch sports before it even airs on cable. If it's airing on local channels, your antenna will get it first. Over-the-air TV is the first way broadcast television airs content. So for example, if NFL game's on Fox, it goes to the local station puts its graphics on it, broadcasts it over the air, transmits it to a cable company, and then transmits it to a streaming service. I was wondering that's going to happen. I'm pre-recording a few videos back to back. I apologize about that. They transmit it to the cable company transmits it to you, and then they transmit it to a streaming service, and the streaming service transmits to you. All those back and forths, from the network to the local to the cable to the streaming, adds a little bit of delay each time. So over-the-air television is actually the fastest and best way to watch TV if you want no delay. I can always tell when I'm like on Reddit during a football game who's on an antenna, who's on cable, and who's on streaming by the staggered of the delay. YouTube TV, though, in its low latency mode, is one of the closest to cable TV you're going to get there from streaming. All right. Let's see here. Do you think over-the-air TV will die, or does there have to be free over-the-air TV? Currently, with the deal, free over-the-air TV does have to remain. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. With ATSC 3.0, I know a lot of people have been very unhappy. The adoption of it has not been what the TV stations recommended. I'll say this again, and I'll say it till blue in the face. I think TV stations and the whole push between ATSC 3.0 has been a fumble. The DRM just is causing too many problems for people to be willing to rapidly go out there. It's developed a bad name, making people not want it. I don't think over-the-air television is going to go away. It's just too important and necessary for everything out there. But with over-the-air television, I don't know if we're going to see the huge boom. ATSC 3.0, there's so much promise in it of being able to have more over-the-air TV stations than we did in the past. But so far, that has not become a reality. We'll have to keep a close eye on this, see what happens in the long run. But for now, I think OTA, over-the-air television, is just going to kind of keep being what it is now. All right, and next question up, any updates on the Dish and DirecTV merger? I'm with Dish. Should I switch if Dish files for bankruptcy? So the Dish and DirecTV merger is dead. It's just dead. They've walked away from it. Now, would not surprise me if they try again, if they try to renegotiate the deal, do it different, maybe hope that creditors would like this new deal better. But for now, the creditors who were required to kind of sign off on the plan here did not. The people who Dish owed all this money to. So is Dish heading towards bankruptcy? Well, right now they did raise a little bit of funds, but at this moment they're spending more than they're making, with no plan of that changing now that they're stuck keeping Dish and Sling TV. So yes, there is a very real possibility of them declaring bankruptcy. If you're happy with Dish, I would say stay with them until you're not happy anymore. There's no reason to leave. Even if they do declare bankruptcy, it won't necessarily change your service at all at this moment. We'll have to keep a close eye on this, but for now, Dish is kind of in a precarious spot. They put a lot of their eggs in hoping that this merger with Dish would happen, where Dish would buy, DirecTV would buy Dish for $1 along with Sling TV, plus all the debt, and it's a lot of debt. And Dish doesn't have the money in hand to pay all this debt. So we'll see. Can they raise new funds? Can they renegotiate this deal with DirecTV before they run out of time? We'll wait and see. But for now, we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Well, that's it for today. Hey, if you have a question for me, I'll post in our community tab another request for questions. Just go to youtube.com/cordcuttersnews or click on our name here on YouTube. Click on the community tab and you'll find a post asking for questions. Leave your question there and I'll try to answer a bunch of them sometime soon. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Have a great Black Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back again real soon with another video, and on Monday with a normal cord cutting today. Until then, Take care. Be safe. Thank you, everybody, for your support.